No, I love it, and the science of it. And talk to any of my uncles and my dad, and I grew up with storytellers. We can
nice.
We can get there. Like, we're not good fly fishermen, but we can totally tell a story.
I got a story for you.
Okay, let's do it.
It was the first TV interview I had. And my brother lined me up. He called this TV company up in Great Falls. And this fella, I had this spot on the Missouri River. It's going to be awesome. It's this rock outcropping and overlooks the river. And it was going to be epic. You can look down in the water and you can see like 4-pound fish sipping dries off the top. This is going to be this stage where this is going to take place. So I meet this guy in town, and and right then, he's like, "Hey, I gotta go pretty quick. It's an election year, and I gotta do this interview." And I had my easel set up with a big piece of Lexan, big river, big piece of Lexan, and I was gonna really do it up. We show back up where I had my Lexan set up. Freaking wind blew my Lexan into like the deepest hole in the Missouri River. I'm bumming. I'm panicked, right? So luckily I had a smaller piece in my truck. So I go running up to my truck, I grab it, and I go running back down. I set it up, and I'm ready for this guy's questions. He's a television reporter, and there's going to be a lot of people seeing this. So I'm ready for any question he's got for me. So he gets behind the camera, and, I kind of start doing what I'm doing, painting the river. And he asks, "So what are you doing?" That's the question. Are you kidding me?
Painting? At that point, do you put a chew in?
Yeah. So anyway, I'm like, start explaining what I'm doing. I'm like, I'm matching the colors of the river. I'm painting with the fly rod. I'm trying to match the mood. Just feeling the vibe of the river, and it's going to dictate how hard I hit the Lexan with. I've got these colors going on. You can see the sun just on the other side. And this went on for like 5 to 10 minutes. And then all of a sudden he goes, "Could you repeat that? I don't think I got that at all. I can't figure." This was the third day on the job for this guy. He didn't even know the camera. And then I was going, "Oh my gosh, this is the worst." And so then I went in on another angle, another concept about the art.
If you're not excited, you're going to show like you're the asshole in the news.
So I'm out there and I'm explaining some other concept about it, and and then pretty soon he goes, "Hey, do you know how to work a camera? You're kind of grainy, I'm getting some great sound bites here, but you're definitely grainy." And I'm just like, I don't know. I have no idea how to work your camera. This is crazy. So I go up there and I'm taking a look at it and stuff. So anyways, we did it. I painted a little bit more, but he had to run. We're doing this for, about half an hour. To make this painting, this is an all-day thing.
Yeah.
I expected at least a couple hours, to try and get some good footage. And oh, man. So anyways, we spent more time, or about as much time as him, standing in front of his camera saying, "I am so-and-so down here on the Missouri River." And he talked like that with this funny voice.
That's what I like about podcasting is I don't have to be like, "Hey, this is Josh doing blah, blah, blah." Fuck it. Yeah. You're on Good Dog Josh and we're having a good time. Cheers.
And we spent more time of him filming himself saying that than as I did trying to make the painting. I was very so anyways, he left, and when he was leaving, he yells out the window. He's like, "Hey, I saw some stuff that you've done. Just send it to me. Just send me your stuff, and we'll edit it. We'll make it work." So he's driving away. It's like this is the biggest waste of time I've ever experienced.
Yeah, I've talked with a bunch of people that have done that, gotten onto local news or whatever, and then whether you're cooking something or whether you're creating something or whether you're doing it, like I've been able to talk with a bunch of artists, and that's what everyone tells me is that's what they hate about the local news or any news channel for that point is because you have to fit into a 2-minute mark.
Oh yeah.
And on the day of, it's going to get cut to 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And so if you're trying to cook an omelet in 30 seconds, you can't cook an omelet in 30 seconds. Like, that's done. And that's why I love it's kind of why I've gravitated to that whole podcast thing is like, I literally watched the news saying, can I get that guy on my podcast? Because I think that little 30-second bit, he has a lot more to tell me.
Yeah. Yeah. A little more in depth, for sure.
Than what they, like, let's do an hour of bullshitting. And I guarantee you we'll get a lot more than they can put up on that, and the message will mean more.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. I mean, that's... and there's different platforms for that, too. Like, they say, like, Instagram. You're supposed to show a snapshot of your life. Like, I've seen your magnets on the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. That's great. And it's like, hey, what's this guy about? And then they go to Facebook where you write a little bit, and it's for people that don't mind to read.
Yeah.
And then from there, it's supposed to go to your website where, you get the full meal deal.
I'm glad that you get it. Holy shit. You're the first guy that I've had on the show that understands the progression I do. Yeah, that's it. I put something on Instagram that's totally different than something I put on here, and I put on Snapchat totally something different.
Absolutely, you have to. I mean, who wants to see the same thing twice? I mean, I don't. It's like I already saw it. I mean, maybe I'll hit like or not, but you know, it's. So I mean, that's the progression, and then they're all supposed to. Instagram's supposed to kick you to Facebook or your website.
Yeah.
Your website's supposed to kick you over to Instagram, so you get that. Triangle going, from different platforms and different ways for people to process what you're doing.
You throwing the same thing out there?
I try, it's weird for me that, but I know I have to. Where I have to be more. Hey world, look at me. It goes against kind of how it's brought up. It's like be humble, be modest. And doing the self-promotion is completely against that.
Yeah. Me too. I started that way. And then I literally just started listening to a few couple coaches and a couple of... I am not where you're at, which is funny to me, because I'm not where you're at. Like, you're complimenting me on the way I circle that, and I'm not making a living off doing what I'm doing on social media yet. Whereas you're an artist making a living doing art. So you're doing it right. I'm doing it wrong because I still have a 9-to-5er. But the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is basically for that exposure. I'm looking for exposure. I'm looking for people to kind of funnel from here to here to here to here to here. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you then, what is your end game as far as a podcast? I mean, as me as an artist, I think my end goal is to travel the world and paint different rivers with my method. The people that appreciate art.
My end goal is to literally put Jody and those two kids in a trailer and
you could do that tomorrow.
and educate them through traveling throughout the United States.
How about that?
That's my, like, I want to get homeschool certified. So then the education comes from where we travel, and that's my end game.
Yeah.
Jody is resistant. She likes security. She likes home.
Yeah.
She likes having home base, where the kids want to do sports and they want to be always having the same group of kids type of thing. So I need to, we need to find that compromise. But my whole thing is I want them to see every national park that we have.
Why stop there? Would you go to Canada?
No, that's my beginning.
Oh, okay.
Like that's a broad beginning.
Pretty broad.
That's kind of a broad beginning. I totally get the whole why stop there, but we've seen 3 so far.
Yeah,
and there's a lot to go. So,
you know what I found? I mean, in this adventure so far is people want to be met.
Yeah,
people have opinions. They have, and they want to be heard, and it's everywhere. It's at Starbucks today, meeting Shirley and this other fella named I think it was Tom and Shirley, and they were these older folks, and they were teachers, and they grew up in Eastern Washington and stuff, and they had great stories, and
everyone has a story to tell. All you have to do is ask them about it.
Exactly, but I don't think that our society is headed that direction. Everyone's got their nose stuffed in their phone, and they're in touch, but they're so out of touch. I mean, as far as like you saying, hey, come to my house, let's do this podcast live. That's how I like it done, and that's how it should be. I mean, that's...
you and I get to actually, read each other's faces.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot to be said for that. And it's almost like selling art. If you are going to perhaps sell a piece, you have got to make a connection somehow. And every time that I've sold a piece, I mean, that is almost paramount that I do that. It's so important, and it's that connection, I think, that people almost yearn for, but a lot of folks don't know how to go about it. And it's just a matter of saying hello or asking some stupid question, and you're off and running.
I was in line at Subway today, and someone saw an insignia on my coat.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, I love that bourbon.
Yeah.
What are you doing? I sell that bourbon. I got to give him a spiel about that bourbon.
I was hoping you would have.
And no, we're at Subway. But they were eager to ask, and they made that. Just them doing that just sparked a conversation between us.
Uh-huh.
And then all of a sudden, this guy behind us popped up, and he's like, "Oh, I was over there at Lexington, Kentucky a couple of years ago," and he started telling us about his bourbon experience, and then going to horse races and stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'm in a Subway talking with 7 people that have never met each other, and it's the same. It's just amazing.
It is absolutely, and it's
they all did this. They took the phone away from their face for a minute, and had real conversation, with real people that they have never met, and we were a community in a group for 4 minutes before they went into the order for their sandwich. But they don't have groups. We don't have groups. We don't have communities. We don't have connections like that, as much as we should. We're not connected with our neighbors. I don't know that guy, and I don't know that guy.
Why is that?
Yeah, it's not right. But I'm an idiot if I go over and say, I just want to get to know you.
Yeah, it's like even downtown Bozeman, no one waves.
Yeah,
I'll just go through to kind of be a smart guy, and wait. Every now and about every 7th car, I'll get a wave back. Yeah. But the further you get away from town and more on the country roads, everybody's waving.
Everyone waves, yeah.
You better wave.